session 47 of New Horizons. We are, I believe, having Java's recap read by Danielle, voice of Saoirse, tonight.
Attempt to not color this Irish.
Good luck.
Um, Earlier that proved difficult, but hopefully not as difficult now. Um, all
Yeah, get
right,
yourself in that Java headspace.
Java headspace,
Eat
Java
eats
headspace.
bug candy and likes it.
Eat some bug.
Um,
Oh no. All right, 2/6/23, session 46 notes. All right. Saoirse booked us this sweet hotel. I took a shower and it was awesome. I like how he says that like we don't have showers on our ship. But anyway,
Shh, nobody tell him.
I'm a little concerned if he hasn't realized that. But anyway, Nero left to do cool stuff and sent us texts about food. I wanted to do something cool, so I tried to join a gang of bounty hunters and be helpful. But no one believed me when I told them I was rough and tough. I don't think Nick even did. I left with him defeated when I saw Nero in the crowds of a protest. I've never been part of one of those, so of course I joined the cause. The establishment sounds like bad news. We sang songs, told stories, and made friends. It was a really great time. I didn't know that two people could have the same name. I met another Nick who is homeless and wears three shirts. I wonder if there's anyone else named Java. End of notes.
That's the best ending to a journal entry. Uh,
I really should have started that with Dear Diary.
Dear diary, it has been 4 days since the
No,
dog pooped on the house. I immediately thought of that cat narration.
Sad Cat Diary
Mhm.
by Z Frank. Got to give him
All
the
right.
correct credit.
Mhm. Well, last time, uh, we left off with, Saoirse and Cade and brother Nick all at the, hotel, I believe, and we left with Nero and Java just having narrowly escaped getting caught up in the worst of the protest and the, subsequent breaking up of the protest and arrests.
Did Nero and Java and brother Nick leave before they were arrested? I can't remember.
Brother Nick wasn't there, he was at the hotel.
Oh, sorry, you're right. Sorry. Did
Yeah, we did.
Nero and Java?
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, they got up onto a walkway, uh, up above, got a good vantage point for the inevitable clash.
Uh-oh.
I believe last time we
Oh,
saw them, they were beelining towards some food.
mhm. Yeah, they were making way for some food, and, we had actually left on the cliffhanger of, waiting to see how, homeless Nick reacted to the much worse rice cake that he was given after having been given some of the really good ones. Even he bit down into it, and, there were all sorts of theories about what was gonna happen next, including but not limited to explosions.
Don't
Uh,
mind. If only he were here to tell us what happened. Alas, he's putting out fires.
well, it was homeless Nick that bit into it, so,
Oh, I thought you
um
sorry.
no,
Y'all, when I say I
Java.
was out of it last session, I mean I was really out of like I hardly remember any of it. It's bad, and I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Um, let's see then. Ba-dee-ba-dum. Yeah, it
Indeed.
occurs to me that we should, check in on everybody back at the hotel now that everyone is, completely with it. Uh,
Well,
what were
Saoirse
y'all
found out
doing?
he's apparently Cade's backup plan. So that
Yeah,
was an invigorating time.
true. Yeah, that was the conversation going on in the background while other things were happening.
It was.
So that's what they have been up to while Nero and Java got involved in this protest.
I like how chill Cade and Saoirse were about it too. Like, oh, you're in a protest? That's cool. Let's go back to memeing at each other.
That was honestly hilarious. It's like a mama kitten or a mama cat watching her kittens just jaunt out into the room. I don't actually want to say anything truly horrific because I like kittens.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
All right, so has Brother Nick just been tuned into this banter between the two of them, or has he been doing something else?
I think tuning out their banter. Could he be, or I've tried to research, or I guess how long these protests have been going on. It's like what they've been doing.
Hey, don't
Yeah.
forget the Nero sent him some pictures and names.
Oh yeah,
Hmm.
nice looking in on these folks too.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and give me a connect roll for Brother Nick.
What attribute?
Charisma.
Sadness.
Okay. I guess I'll have to give it to you. Casual nat 12.
I guess I'll have to give it to you, he says.
Very nice, very nice. All right then. So, um, you can you start asking around your web of contacts, looking for information about what's been going on with these protests. You can tell they've been getting progressively worse ever since about 5 days ago when the latest news came back from Yarala that the fighting on the ground was still going on and that the forces on Yarala needed reinforcements to try to speed up the end of the war. Uh, and they've in the capital, they've been relatively mild after the in fact the current night's events sounds like will end up being the most confrontational it's gotten so far in the capital. But word's been trickling in from other cities, places where manufacturing and agriculture are uh, more more heavy representation of the people. That it's been a lot more serious. There have been forces being rerouted to kind of keeping the peace on Tabuk itself, which slightly delayed the process of getting more troops deployed to Urala. Did you want to do some particular research on this apparent ringleader that Nero got pictures of?
Oh yeah, check up on this guy. Well, I guess we saw Mr. T Snake there, so they're probably working together.
Yes, that picture was way harder to find than I expected it to be.
I'm not shocked.
All right. Let's see. Mm, Yeah, for a 16, I'll go ahead and let you bundle these into one. Get get all this information. All right. Mm, okay. What you can find out eventually from messaging around some people, just in the more political sphere than the criminal. Uh, find out that this guy is Dalton Campbell, and he is a apparently a relatively minor functionary in the local city government. He has one of those kind of catch-all job titles. That's about all you're able to find out just from your sources. He does though. No, I guess I should also mention he does have some affiliation with the Tabuk for All movement. All right. Any other questions you had?
What was his name again?
Yeah, let me put it in the session chat. It was Dalton Campbell.
So he sounds like a handy person to try to meet up with.
Hmm. Yeah, hopefully he didn't get arrested.
Oh no.
Oh, that reminded me of the second thing I wanted to do.
Okay. What's that?
Okay, so could I use my connected focus to try to find legal representation for anyone who gets arrested during this protest? I'm hoping there's some Tabukan version of the ACLU that I might be able to, just point these people out to them. Or I guess barring that, maybe a lawyer that I've been able to buddy up with
Got
who'd be
you.
willing to do some pro bono work for our friendship or
Just
future favors.
Hmm.
just a note. Compared to even good lawyer fees, we have a lot of money, so it doesn't necessarily need to be pro bono.
Yeah, I guess we can throw some money at it.
Yeah,
But
I don't. I know Nero wouldn't object to the money being used that way. I don't know if any of the others would.
but you always
Okay.
angle for free before you're willing to
I
dip into funds.
So you wanting to do, is this the level 1 or the level 2?
Yeah, can I ask what level it would take?
um
I might need to hold on to
so
my big
yeah,
boy.
so I think
connected power.
the level 1, and at least the way I've been interpreting this um is that the level 1 is like, yeah, you can ask for a specific favor, and I'll decide how far uh in the direction of that favor, they'll go for you in the mildly illegal, the no more than mildly illegal capacity. The level 2 thing is where just like it seems more open, a lot more open ended, where you just say, "Hey, I want to meet somebody," and then I tell you who you meet and how they're willing to help you out. Just kind of a, "Hey GM, give us a nudge in a direction," kind of power. Um, a helpful nudge in a direction. So I think level 1 is what you're looking for because you've got a specific thing in mind.
Yeah.
So let's see. You definitely do. You know a lawyer who works for. He does take up cases in kind of a civil liberties angle. Um, and so you can get in touch with him. He expresses that he might be willing to take on some of these cases, but um, given the politically charged nature of these, um, and the current climate, he's not really he's not really eager to take them on uh, for free as he might do in some more cut and dry cases. So he indicates if there were any if there were any way that these unfortunates could pay somewhat for his time, then he'd be willing to sit down with them and try to help them work out a defense.
Okay.
Make him
Yeah.
an offer.
So I guess. Oh, you're saying make a counter offer on the amount?
Yeah, you can just make him an offer. He leaves it open ended to start with.
Let's see. If
And
I had to get a reference on what his going rate would be,
Oh my.
would the lifestyle thing be a good? I mean, I don't want to lowball him,
yeah, I got you.
and I
Let's
also
see.
don't want to, throw stupid amounts of money. You're like, yeah, we'll pay a bajillion credits an hour.
Yeah, from your brief assessment of him and just chatting with him, he strikes you as a level 1 level lawyer. If that helps. Let's see.
Okay, that's not crazy. Even that's $25 a day. And he's saying he does need to save face. So his practice isn't going to dip into their pro bono firm because that is
Mhm.
or fun because that's a political statement. I'll say we will slip him uh, money for the normal going rate. But if anyone asks where it's coming from, to say an anonymous donor set up a legal defense fund.
Okay. Sounds good. How many of these defendants are you talking?
Uh, how many does it look like there are so far?
Let's see. If if Nero is watching and getting the scoop, passing that along. It looked like 30 or so people got arrested.
She was also recording.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's gonna be some good footage. But then, oh well, that's chump change for 30 of us comparatively. 750 credits. We'll post bail for all of them.
Now, now bail's maybe another matter entirely, but
Oh, I guess yeah. This might be
If you
lawyer.
if you
Give
offer
him
him
some representation.
750 to go and do some to get started on representing these people, he'll say, yeah, that ought to cover him. Cover him for plenty of time to get them all the representation they need, and he can even pull on another uh, associate or two. And so yeah, he asks you for if you've got any names to start with. He can also he can also go and ask, but it'll go smoother if he has some names to start with.
Um, let's see. Did we see any of our named people get arrested? Dalton Campbell or Mr. T Snake?
Let's see. Mr. T Snake did
We
not
lost track of
uh,
him.
he did
Yeah, I
not
was
seem to
thinking
be
he
arrested.
yeah, pieced out.
Yep.
Uh, yeah. So thanks for reminding me that Nara was recording. She could go back. She could go back over that.
Oh no, that's Kate's
Let's
job.
see. Oh, is that good job? I was gonna.
That's Kate's job. She got the footage. The smarter people, the techie people, they can do
And
with it.
scrub the footage.
They can work with it. Yeah.
All right, then I'm gonna need Cade to give me a notice check.
Oh, it's gonna be noticed.
He can do
Oh
he can do
boy.
intelligence since he's got a bit of technology at hand to help with it.
Could he use programs since he's using the technology?
Nah, it doesn't have facial recognition to match against. All right. Uh, looks like he manages to comb through the footage and cross-reference with Nero's picture that she sent, the close-up. And although it's from a distance and there's a lot of commotion, he is able to tell that your Mark Dalton was among the people that got cuffed and bundled into a police van.
And just to confirm from my notes, is this Dalton person uh he is one of the protesters against the war, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Tabuk for all is kind of like the everybody should have equal stakes. All
Okay.
everybody's Tabukan who lives under Tabukan rule, and also maybe Tabuk should be happy with the the umbrella they already cast. Not don't need to be bullying other people into their fold. There's another movement that's kind of more angled at the status quo. N- none of these are necessarily against Tabukan, the Tabukan control. Like none of these movements that you've interacted with yet are, uh, well, other than the title stakes, are about dismantling the Tabukan rule of the multiple systems. Um, these others are more just about more moderate approaches to what Tabuk has been doing.
Yeah.
Sorry, had a little side thing there. Yeah, so he is in anti-war. Uh, the anti-war protest seems to have been led by these people who are not wanting to be quite so aggressive in their imperialistic expansion. Let's see. Where were we? So, Kid was able to identify that Dalton is one, so I assume Brother Nick is going to want to pass that name along.
Yeah, I'll send that along.
And if he's if he's just looking for people who got booked tonight and you know are probably being charged with some sort of uh, public disorderly conduct kind of stuff, um, then yeah, he should be able to figure out the rest. All right, that would be a yes, Ethan.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
Okay, so meanwhile, Narrow and Java and Homeless Nick were on their way to get some food.
Not to be confused with nearly homelessness.
Exactly. Give me a notice check from Narrow.
All right.
Okay.
That's a good question.
Yeah, I was gonna say, in response to your message there, Dex, I'd say it's uh, been maybe 15 minutes now since Cade finished hacking into that
Hmm.
bug.
Yeah, I don't know if the time if the timing would work out. That was more a question for if the party wanted Nero to do that before she comes in for the night. But what's going on with this notice check?
We
That's
need
a
to
good
know.
question. So the notice check. Nero barely hears, but also subtly feels a heavy thump in the distance, back
D-
the direction she came.
does it sound like a muted explosion kind of thump?
Yes.
Oh, great.
Huh.
We know where Mr. T Snake ran off to.
She she looks uh frustrated in the direction of the food that she was heading towards.
Oh, man, I'm having flashbacks to when Ben and I lived in that apartment.
Oh no. um
Sorry, that's a different story.
yeah, sounds like it is.
It's okay. There were no explosions, just
Just
gunshots.
just gunshots. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
I figured. That's fun.
Mm-hmm. It was.
mostly inconvenient.
So Nara's looking in with frustration in the direction of food.
Yes, because she expects she's about to be denied it again.
Mm, hate
She
to see it.
she tells Java to go ahead of her, take Nick in, uh, and she's gonna she's gonna call. Are we using our real names here? Oh yeah, we had code names. She's gonna call her
Had
sister.
nicknames, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
He extends you a rice cake.
is it the good kind?
You're not sure just looking at it.
Nero can tell.
Oh, can she, huh? Give me a notice check.
No, my word.
Nero can tell.
Okay. She squints at it for a second, and she can tell. No, it's one of the bad ones.
She passes it over to Nick.
Sadness.
he mumbles a thanks around his current rice cake.
That he's
And,
still
takes it.
choking to get down.
Yeah. It's definitely struggling with this one a bit.
And she'll fade back from Nick and Java, try and make sure that they're out of earshot. I think Java would probably have caught that she is that this is a ruse, considering I don't think she actually disconnected the last group call that she made. So she's still on the phone with sister and saying she needs to call sister.
Okay. Sounds fair. Yeah, I think he'd probably he'd be cool to hang out with homeless Nick, learn more of his life story, and get him some food.
And it makes it easy for you to take him out of Planet Pits.
Don't mind if I do.
And once she's free and clear and she can talk a little bit more freely, she this is sis and old man. Nerd? Anyone there?
Oh no.
Who's gonna answer first and acknowledge the nickname?
Kid will
Did
just
she have a
say,
nickname for
"No,
me,
I'm
or
not
did you
here."
Good. I heard an explosion.
Do you see any fireballs or anything like that from where you are?
No, it was the quiet kind of explosion that you try and hide. I think
That's
I
not
know where
good.
it was.
I didn't even know that was the type of explosion you did.
And to be clear, it also could just mean it was some distance away.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't large enough to just reverberate off every building in sight, sort of thing.
She'll add that clarification also. But I think I know what direction it's in. Do you want me to go look?
Is it back towards the protests?
Yes, it's in that direction. But it's not in them.
But not in them?
No, it's a direction that the protesters were going.
Oh.
Yeah, 'cause she's still got kind of she can pretty quickly get line of sight again on that
Okay.
that intersection, although a long distance away, and there's no sign of an explosion having been at that intersection.
Saoirse's gonna. This is like a group call,
Yeah.
right? She's say, "Brother Nick, you still here?"
I think you mean old man.
Sorry. Hey, old one, you still here?
Why did my nickname have to be Old Man?
I take
Only
Sure.
60.
Wait, wait, then what's your code
You
name?
hear a muffled gasp from Java on the line. 60. Oh, sorry.
Java, you don't even know how old you are.
He doesn't respond.
Either way, old one's here. What's your preference? Do you think she ought to stay away or not? You're the one talking up with the lawyer, folks.
Try to observe, but keep your distance. I think I'll head that way myself. Probably should have a few eyes on things if they're starting to blow stuff up.
Okay.
You catch that? Wait, what was my code name?
Sister.
Oh, Nero. Maybe next time if you're going for grandpa or something like that instead of old man, at least give it a positive connotation.
Wait, what's mine? You hear Java say.
Brother.
Oh.
Yikes. There's something no man wants to hear. All right. We're going to get off the phone now. Just let us know what you do.
All right. I think Nero will. I think she's a little bit lost. She's. She.
Basically, we told her do what you want.
Yeah, that and she heard the direction that this came from. As best she could through whatever the nearby city buildings changed it. And so she knows about where it came from, but not how far away it was.
Mhm.
And so she's just kind of like, what am I even supposed to watch here? You know? So I think she'll try and get herself to a higher vantage point and get herself closer to where she thinks the explosion might be, or basically so that she can see where the crowd was and where she personally thinks that T Snake may have slipped through the Tabukan police line of defenses and gone off to plant an explosives. This is still Nero's theory.
Okay. By the way, you're starting to get a little mechanically garbled there towards the end.
Oh,
Well,
well,
I was
that's
able to
no
understand
good.
everything, but
Your human plugin is getting a corrupted file. You might want to reboot.
So are you looking for some GM input on what Narrow's insights would tell her?
If there are any to be had, yeah, we'll start there. If there's anything you think that she would have some insights on, then I'm happy to get a little bit of direction and advice for her.
Give me a sneak check with wisdom.
All right. Sneak Dex.
Okay. Good. So just thinking off the top of her head about what makes the most sense in this situation. Um she suspects that the starport was the intended target,
Mm-hmm.
and that fits with the muffled sound and the distance of it. Um, and just at a glance, she doesn't see anything, any smoke or flame or anything indicating an explosion in the section of starport that she's got a direct line of sight on. Um, so that leaves her suspecting it may have been uh, back towards the other entrance that the protest had begun at.
Does that match about where T Snake did his speech and then disappeared?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She'll try and get herself a clearer vantage point of that, and uh I think she'll, since old man is coming to check things out, she's going to report her movements and positions to just him. She'll start a call with just him.
Okay. Now, how is Brother Nick getting over there? Is he taking his rental vehicle, or is he taking maybe one of the motorcycles?
I guess one of the motorcycles.
Okay.
Oh, well, no. I guess everyone wouldn't be able to ride in the motorcycle. Does it look like a car could get over that way?
Yeah, a car could get over there. Now, is it just Brother Nick, or is he bringing other people along too?
I was
I may
thinking
have
if I
missed
had,
that.
or if we need to speedily drive away, I should
Okay.
probably also be able to fit in Nero and Java
Okay.
and Homeless Nick.
Yeah. Yeah, you think Java and Homeless Nick may be doing their own thing for the moment, but yeah, never know. So you can take one of the rental cars and head that way. It's going to be a relatively short drive, just a hand, just a couple of minutes, really. Um, so Narrow sets off. Is she doing this little walk, jog, run?
Scurry.
A hurry. Okay.
No,
Thank you
scurry.
for. Oh, a scurry. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I'll
It,
take that as a power walk. It's like, thanks for choosing none of the three options I gave you.
You're welcome. I would say put it between walk and jog. She is trying not to draw attention
Mhm.
to herself, but she believes that timing or time is absolutely of the essence here. So she's trying to make good speed without drawing attention to herself.
Okay. Sounds good. So that leaves Saoirse and Cade. Are they just chilling, or are they thinking about doing something else that was on the list of priorities?
Saoirse was in the middle of typing to Cade saying,
Hmm. Hmm.
do you have as bad a feeling about this as I do?
Yeah. Okay. Kate will text her back and say, "Yeah, this sounds like trouble."
She's gonna message back. I know you just freshened up and whatnot, but you think we ought to go get involved, or at least help Nero out.
Yeah, why not?
Great. I'll rent a goober and we'll get over there as soon as we can.
Okay, meet you in the lobby.
See you there.
Cade will pack up his black slab and the observation drone just in case they need it and in case it'll work in the area. Although I'm
Hmm.
guessing it wouldn't work at the spaceport.
It would not at the spaceport, no. So you guys are going to the same place. All right. Do you guys not want to drive with Brother Nick, or want to carpool?
Is he driving
Yeah,
or
and I guess if y'all were close enough behind, we've got our rental car thing.
Yeah. I mean, you guys could take another car if you want. I just trying to figure out it. There's not a good reason necessarily for you guys to have waited unless you had one. I'm not going to be that dogmatic about the timing of the conversation.
unless they coordinated with him, then I don't think they would have taken the same car.
Okay, that's fine too.
Yeah, I think last session you kind of ruled that we would have enough um, rental vehicles for all of
Mhm.
us.
Oh yeah, there are plenty of rental vehicles. You've basically each got one.
Yeah. So in that case, Saoirse could drive.
Okay, so you guys head off as well. Let's see then. Nero, you are trying to get over there and get a look without drawing attention to yourself. Give me a sneak check with dexterity.
Woo!
What you always wanted.
It is.
All right. Very nice. Okay. So Nero makes it, one block over, starts heading down that street. Um, and as she's moving closer to the starport, she notices just a bit of foot traffic moving away from the spaceport. Some people looking a little nervously over their shoulders, and make out uh, very faintly the distant sound of Lasfire.
Ooh.
Oh, great.
Mm. Nero reports back to old man. And of course, after giving him the best location that she can, she appends, "I'm getting closer."
All right, and is she gonna want to? Is she wanting to approach on the one of these upper walkways near the grav track, or is she wanting to get to ground level,
Um,
which will be where the others will be arriving?
I think keeping a more bird's eye view is a good idea for now. How high are these upper levels?
uh, let's see. They're about. Let's see, what would that be? They're about 10 meters up. Is the
Ooh,
lowest one.
that is a long way to jump down.
Yeah, it would not feel great.
It would not feel great.
No, Nara could
Understatement of the year.
she could stick the landing decently well, but
With
yeah,
minimal bones breaking.
Yeah.
she'd take some damage for sure.
Are there no buildings nearby that she could scuttle down, or would you
So
prefer
she
use a
could
different verb?
parkour.
I mean, periodically there are, you know, stairway there's stairway access to the ground level,
Okay.
um, every couple blocks or so.
Okay. But there's nothing else that she could, if she needed to get down right here, right now, nothing else that she could try and, uh, half climb down, half hop down,
Uh,
or
I mean,
parkour.
she could certainly try on the face of a
Or
building. That's going to be pretty difficult,
Okay.
parkour.
but it could be done.
Okay. Yeah, she'll stay on the upper level. She'll take that risk to try and give her team a bit more. Well, does she know that the Saoirse and Kate are coming now?
Saoirse was actually I didn't want to interrupt, but Saoirse was either going to ask Cade to do it or do it herself of letting Nero know that they're headed that way.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
Cade will definitely let Nero know since Saoirse's driving.
Saoirse's considering low jacking Nero next time she gets the chance.
Okay. Um. Then. Yeah. It's worth the risk to give her incoming team, a little bit better oversight to stay up on the upper levels.
Okay, upper levels it is. Now that is actually a hilarious play on words there. Hidden lovebirds were going cooing.
Yeah, in a coop.
Oh my goodness.
Cooing in a coop. Yeah,
I was
that's like
just getting it.
3 or 4 different levels
You
of
gotta
wordplay there.
level up your dad jokes, Robert. You're about to be a dad.
Well, I was reading it cooping, but like,
Literacy should also probably be pretty high on your priority list.
Oh, ouch.
ouch.
Boy. All right. There's that inspiring leadership again.
Shut up. Oh man.
Oh yeah, I don't know if you told everybody that you
No.
did you finally make the decision? I don't remember if you did
You can
or if
tell them. It's okay.
okay. So, we finally made I helped Danielle finally come to a decision about Saoirse's final level 10
And by
focus.
that he means we finally actually were able to have the conversation without being interrupted a million times by our kids.
Yeah. So she decided on authority level 2.
Oh,
Interesting.
good choice.
Mhm.
Respect my authority.
Yep. So yep, that's Cade's cue to fully take advantage of his henchman, his henchkeeper skill. Did you end up
Go,
taking level
go
2 of
hench.
that?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I
Oh
don't
man,
think I finalized that level up.
I do not
Oh, do you
I
have
do
one
not
hanging around
condone
too?
that.
I mean,
You
I've
also?
got the skill points level hanging around, but I don't
Or
have another. I
oh,
don't get
yeah?
another foci. That got spent on the unique gift.
Oh, okay. At level 10.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough then. Anywho.
That level 2 is fantastic, even without additional henches hanging around. Just
Mhm.
for the player security and knowledge that these random NPCs we've been picking up, as long as we can get them classified as followers, they're not going to be a sudden but inevitable betrayal.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of been a concern that we've had with all of these Tabukans we picked up. Ahmed,
Mhm.
definitely the new guy, the new girl, and knowing that nope, they're good on a player level is such a relief.
Yeah, and that was a major part of Danielle's motivation in taking that one. Just for the non I guess the slightly less mechanical angle of it, just of the having that reassurance.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, if you guys can build a build up a posse, you can have your own little army. But it could work if you angle yourselves into, if you're leading a squadron of tunnel snakes or something like that. It could apply in those scenarios as well.
Cool.
Uh, Anywho, so um, as everyone is driving to converge on Narrow's location, is anyone breaking traffic laws to get there?
We sorry, we just got I said a goober, but like basically we got a driver. We didn't get
Okay.
a rental car.
Okay.
Apparently, Kate and I, in our power trip, don't drive ourselves. We get other people to drive us.
Okay then.
I mean, technically, Cade does have a sort of personal attendant / driver, so I'm sure
Hmm.
that could be arranged.
Is
We
that
took
is that who
we
you
took
wanted to?
the family driver.
Yeah, I mean,
You
you could
have
do
not
that.
used him in a long time.
That would. No, I will say that would incur a bit of a delay, but you could use
I
him.
know.
Uh,
I mean, probably not right now, but probably
Okay.
tasked him to come meet us at the hotel.
Okay. You wanna
Like a
re-recruit
report for
him?
duty. Yeah.
All right. Sounds good. Henchman number 2, baby. Of 4
Yep.
that Cade could currently be
Hey
having.
Ben,
Just as a note. Yeah.
could we pause this for a second to deal with our own tiny hench people?
Oh dear. They
Yeah.
need some authority
I think
They
those
do.
ones are
impressed upon
called
them.
minions, Danielle.
Oh yes. Our tiny minions. I hear a lot of thuds, like a suppressed explosion. And there's been some muffled screaming as well.
Suppressed
All right.
explosions mean entirely different things with babies that have diapers.
Oh no.
Danger.
I can't hear that through walls. Thank goodness. Thank the Lord.
Be
I've
worried
never
when you
heard that.
can.
Oh my word. I would be terrified. I'd be like, just throw away the kid. Just get a new one.
That whole baby with the bathwater thing, yeah, we're going against that ancient wisdom.
Yeah.
You can throw out the baby with the toilet water.
Yup.
Get yourself ready, Robert.
Thanks.
All right. Well then let's take 5-ish. Let's reconvene at 10.
Okay.
Alright. I think
For
I'll
the-
be right back too.
Alright, then this is just for Ethan then, since I'm seeing minions memes and gifs.
Did you see the power couple, the second power couple GIF that I
I
posted?
did.
I was so excited to find that. I thought Ethan would be proud of me too.
Have you seen any of the Minions DreamWorks shorts on Netflix?
No.
Oh yeah, they've got little Minions anthologies. They're not all Minion stuff, but they are. Is it DreamWorks or Pixar? I can't remember which one it is.
It's DreamWorks. Yeah,
Okay.
you're right.
Yeah, they've got little. Here, let me see if I can just pull it up instead of trying to recall from memory. Minions and More, Volume 1, and I believe there was also a Volume 2 because I watched it. So there must be a Volume 2. Yep, there it is. It's just a collection of Minions shorts mixed in with other DreamWorks stuff. It was cute.
It sounds cute.
They're each less than an hour.
Nice. I'll have
Yeah.
to look into it.
They're kid sized for kid attention spans.
Can I just say, like, something that I did not expect to be difficult to find in the year of our Lord 2023? I have been struggling to find, like, an MP3 player for my 4-year-old.
You mean an MP3 player that isn't a refurbished phone?
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm like, I just and then I realized really I just want to be able to give her an iPod.
Mm-hmm.
And those are even more rare than MP3 players.
Yeah.
Like I find them on Amazon and they all look really sketchy. Like somebody's taping together the battery packs in a sweatshop somewhere.
I get as many internet STDs inside of it.
Yeah, yes, exactly that.
Well, that's a great
They're
place to
not
come back
using
to.
they're not using safe software practices, that's for sure.
Yeah. I remember going through basically the same search probably 10 years ago. My hard drive iPod that had the little spinning platter inside of it had
Yeah.
yeah, it lasted as long as it could, and then I needed more
Bless it.
space, and
Yeah.
it also died. So kind of two things at once. I was
Yeah.
so frustrated. I did not want a refurbished phone. If I wanted to just play music on my phone, I would just play music on my phone.
Hate to see it.
Yeah. So if it was that difficult to find 10 years
Hmm.
ago, there's no cause for them to be building those things anymore, Danielle. I'm sorry.
I know. It just sucks for my 4-year-old because she just goes, "Mommy, I just want to listen to my music." And I'm like, I know.
Aren't there
And then
overpriced little kitty radios that could do the same thing?
they're like $100.
That's what I said, overpriced.
Yeah, I don't want to spend that kind of money. Ah, but anyway, let's see. Kids devices. Nope. Yeah, there's like a tablet or an Echo Dot. There's no in between. Let's see. Okay.
Ooh. Hey Toby, thanks for dashing all of our hopes and dreams here. He
What?
presents you with the a glorious find.
Bars.
iPod Ultra Mini
Oh.
Classic for a premium of $799. At least it's not $800.
Honestly, I get it. I get it.
Oof.
I've actually considered because it's Bluetooth and wired, but like it's basically an MP3 for like a screenless MP3 that you can connect your Spotify account to.
What
And I
is
think
this?
if I could it's called a Mighty Vibe, and apparently you don't need a phone for it. But basically, like, you can hook it up to your laptop and sync or like download your Spotify playlists you want on it. If you have a Spotify account, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But again, $120. But better than, what dear Toby shared with us. Thank you, Toby. Oh man. It's just painful.
Yeah, it is.
Spending money is painful when it's not for something you really want.
Yeah, looking for inexpensive MP3 players, it's pretty sketchy.
But
This is some garbage.
yeah, that's how I feel exactly.
Exactly.
No,
No,
Pixlr's
you weren't
making me get some kind of paid account now to keep on making.
Oh, they
memes.
figured out who was taking all their bandwidth.
Now they
They didn't
know.
account for my ability to use screenshots. Joke's on you, stupid.
Oh no.
Oh my.
Oh, the voice of our GM, he returns.
I have returned. I only wish I had a GIF that could capture the scene that I walked in on.
What was the scene that you walked in on?
Well,
Are
for
you gonna
one,
wait to find a GIF and then tell us what?
Was it
I
me
no.
yelling jokes on you, stupid, at the corporate board of Pixlr?
Oh no, that I mean, what I walked in on checking on our kids.
No.
First of all, it was Hannah with the usual. Before I even opened my mouth, Adam was yelling at me. Like, oh, okay, yeah. Adam was the problem here.
Hmm.
Anyway, um, Adam had also
I
taken
think
his
this is the
diaper
gift you're
off,
looking for.
left it
No, he
elsewhere in the
did.
room. Yes.
Did he get to the potty chair or?
So, as far as
Oh
I could
no.
tell in my brief investigation, he had
Oh,
taken it off after he peed in it,
Oh, phew.
and didn't do anything else. He told me at first that yes, he had peed somewhere else, but then he kept telling me a different spot every time, every few seconds.
It's
So,
probably just him not being able to keep it all straight. Our son
well,
is like getting ready to potty train, and he's trying so hard to like use the potty chair instead of his pull up, but he doesn't get it yet that you get to the destination first and then remove said pull up.
mm. Well,
Just
anyway,
yeah. It's
got the
been we've had a
steps
lot of
not in order.
laundry to do. That's all I'm gonna say.
yeah. Anyway, so they're all settled down again, hopefully. But anyways, let's see. I guess we've got everybody honing in on the side of this apparent firefight. Um, what are you telling this goober driver?
Are we
You
sticking with that?
I don't know.
Just
Are
made
you?
him a logo.
This is you guys told me that you were getting a driver and not driving yourselves.
I spent 0 whole
So
cents screenshotting.
that is
conversation.
you have called a goober driver. You have gotten in the car. Are you just giving him an
There's a
address?
power couple on the go, Ethan.
Yeah.
Oh no.
All right. So
We're going
yeah,
in the goober. Yeah.
if you give him the address, he'll say, "Yeah, well, I can get you most of the way, but there's some kind of situation going on over there. I think they're starting to close off some of the roads. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see when we get there." And he peels out.
Yeah, and Sarah she'll just say, can you get us as close as possible before they make you stop driving?
Oh, of course. As he takes a turn that has both of you thrown to one side of
Oh
the
no.
car.
Great.
Oh.
I was gonna say I'm gonna roll to see if Sarah buckled up. Hold up.
Oh goodness.
Get
Then
your
on like
hallmark
on
moment.
a scale of like from like Ecuadorian taxi driver to like Florida snowbird, how bad is this driving?
Sounds more like Indian
I'm
taxi
very
driver.
confused. Which end of the scale is worse?
Indian taxi driver is worse, I can tell you that much.
Yeah.
Have you had one? Because
No, but I've seen a video that a friend took riding on a motorcycle through I think it was Bangalore, and he's lived here stateside for quite a while, and he said it scared the living daylights out of him.
Yeah,
so
no,
some, maybe
okay.
as long as it's not retired Ecuadorian in Florida, we're doing fine.
Okay, got you. Yeah, no, it's a little closer to the Ecuadorian taxi driver into the scale, if that's how you're
Yeah,
using it.
appreciate it.
Is she buckled?
She is not, but she manages to avoid a concussion, so that's good.
Good. Yeah, as he completes the turn, glances in the rearview mirror and says, "Hey, just for insurance, you're supposed to be buckled up, so better hop too."
He's
She-
already
she-
well buckled.
She
weaves through
says to
traffic.
Cade, "Oh, you hear that? He has insurance." What a relief.
Hope
As
you've got
she's
insurance too.
bumping up and down and is trying to plug in the buckle. Keeps accidentally jabbing her own hand.
Too real, Danielle. Too real.
Yeah, something. It's like I have experience with this or something.
Mhm. I usually don't peel out on you though.
No, you don't.
All right, so we'll fast forward a few minutes as Narrow makes her way towards the end of the walkway that'll put her closest to the spaceport. Uh, she does notice that more police have arrived, and they are uh, redirecting traffic, and they're blocking it from the far end of the street that's closest to the starport there. Um,
Hey, Ben,
hmm,
quick question. Uh, Metamorph does not change clothing at all, right?
correct.
Okay.
So, as Narrow gets to the end of the street here, she can see kind of around she passes another block over. She can see kind of around the corner of the last building on the end of the row there that you can see flashes of light coming from the ground level starport entrance over where she suspected that the tunnel snakes may have made their entrance.
Okay. Uh, she'll report her findings and look for the quickest way to join in the fray. She's not going to do it. She just wants to look for it.
Okay. Um, she can see um, a few police and a knot of soldiers rushing over towards that entrance from the previous sorry, from the, I guess we'll just say, the arrest point. Um, they're going to be kind of running past the end of the row she's on, going towards the spaceport there. I keep switching up between spaceport and starport. Apologies.
It's
Same
okay.
difference.
You've confused the heck out of me all night, but that's all right.
Goes to space, it goes to the stars, you know.
Are we going to space or the stars, Ben? Make up your mind.
Like, it's easy to get to space, but it's hard to get to stars. You know, they're different things.
Oh my
Yeah,
word.
but hey, the it's your canvas. The freedom is yours. The stars the limit.
Oh boy.
Arrow without number.
I can't tell
Roll
if
credits.
that was a really good narrow interpretation, Dex, or if you've spent too much time being harassed by incels on the internet. It's
I don't
one
know
or
either.
the other. It's hard.
I
It's
don't know
hard to
either.
make the differentiation. You're like, the scary thing is we may never know.
Oh my.
Oh my.
All right, so if I got you right, amidst all this spaceport starport confusion, um, Nero does see police and soldiers heading to that space star um, entrance to reinforce whatever security was there. Actually, I'm gonna call it star
Yeah.
space. Yeah. The Star Space entrance. Hello?
Hello, yes,
Oh.
that's true.
Space entrance.
Wasn't sure if I broke you there.
It takes a lot more than
Nah,
that
you
to
good.
break him. Don't worry.
But does that leave her any good ways down there?
Yeah, she's close enough at this point. She could move. She could get just a bit closer and take the stairs down there at the end of the row before spaceport.
Okay. Um. Okay. One last question. Is there a building nearer the road that she's on that she could get onto? And also shorter than the road, I should say.
Shorter than the road? Oh, you're talking like like a building shorter than the walkway she's on? No, all the buildings here are much
Okay.
taller.
Okay. So her options at this point are to stay here because it is the literal closest high point that she can get to, that she can overlook the space star, or star
Yes.
space. Sorry. Now I'm confusing you. Or she can go down the stairs, get on the street, and creep closer to the action.
Yeah, or she could you know, go running at the closest soldiers or police that she sees.
She'll start down the stairs and let the gang know what she's doing. Um, she's going to be moving toward. Her intent is to creep closer. The only reason that she's coming down is she wants an even better look at what's going on. So she's gonna try and actually sneak closer. Um, but she's telling the team what she's doing so that they can tell her no, don't, or do something else.
Okay.
I should ask, is sneaking closer on the ground even an option?
It is feasible, though there are definitely some places uh where there's less I guess what am I trying to say? There's some open spaces where there's not much cover.
Okay. And with the information that she's transmitting, she'll also say, maybe I should have worn pink today.
Right. So as she starts going down the stairs, she turns at the landing and notices that at the bottom of the stairs, kind of under the walkway where she'd been before, um, there's a police officer station, kind of looking like he's trying to um, block people from coming down this way and going closer to the spaceport. He's not looking in your direction at the moment. He's just glancing over towards the spaceport itself.
Okay.
Um,
Can she get around him? Like,
no,
not squeezing right past him, but through with a different route.
she thinks it's plausible that you could hop over the side of the stairs um, at a low enough point that you probably wouldn't hurt yourself.
Okay.
Um, it's gonna take a sneak check though.
She'll do that. Nobody has
All right.
spoken up telling her not to do what she's doing, so she's doing it.
All right, give me a sneak dex
Oh
and an
wow.
exert.
Exert dex.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, I
all
think
right,
she busted.
nice. So she gathers herself, smoothly makes the kind of vaults over the side of the stairs there, and lands in a short roll, and then hears over her shoulder, "Hey, what are you doing?"
So,
Hey, this area's off limits.
um, hmm. All right. Where is she? Is she like on a busy street? Is this an alleyway? What kind of
Um,
environment? What kind of urban is this?
so she's kind of in some sort of in a flower bed, just uh, bordering close to an open street that then on the other side of which is kind of open, nicely landscaped area that surrounds the starport. Um, in line of sight, potentially, of quite a number of police and soldiers, um, especially if she starts doing anything that would draw some attention,
Hmm.
um, and also potentially in sight of quite a number of windows and such of surrounding buildings, and of course the starport itself. Um, the as far as foot traffic goes, she's she can still now see. She's a bit closer at this point. She still sees a group of soldiers and a couple of scattered policemen hurrying towards the scene of the fighting. She can make out off in the direction they came from some some police still stationed, lots of flashing lights and vehicles from where the protest had been broken up not all that long ago. And she knows that kind of past the guard that is the policeman that's about to deal with her, around the side of that building are some other vehicles that had come to block traffic and uh, secure a perimeter of sorts. Does that
Yeah,
establish that?
I think so. It basically sounds like uh, there's not there's not really any excuses for her, like, oh, I was just going over to this donut shop over there, or um, anything like that.
Is
So,
she? I would say, as he's if she's looking over her shoulder to see what he's up to, he's moving towards her, not like aggressively, but
mhm.
you know, with kind of a stern but also kind of confused expression. Um,
Is it just the one
and
guy that was at the bottom of the stairs, or was it a
yeah,
pair? Oh, okay.
just one. And he's taking a few steps closer, and is she answering quickly, or is she
Yeah, yeah, she
hesitating
is.
for a moment? Okay.
Still
I
on the
was just trying to
phone.
get an idea of what she'd seen, before she made this vault over.
Hmm. Uh,
And
and
from
the others will
his
be arriving soon, I'll say.
okay, and can you also tell me if he would have noticed her coming down, or is it more likely he would think that she had somehow come up towards him from the ground level?
Um, his
Could
expression seems like he saw her jump.
oh, okay. All right. Yeah, and she's gonna take kind of a direct approach to it. So I wanted to see what's going on. What's happening?
He'll uh that's none of your concern. Are you okay? Took a tumble there. You meant to do that?
It was faster.
he just kind of shakes his head. Says, "Look, like I said, this area's off limits. If you waited just a second, I'd have told you that before you went jumping off the stairs. But yeah, no." He glances quickly over his shoulders. Some more fire
That's
echoes
not
out
nothing.
from
What's
the
happening?
space. Didn't say it was nothing. It's none of your concern. The police and the military have this under control. It's best for us if you just stay out of the way and don't make this complicated. And he points past her um towards the where the protests are broken up. You can head that way, go past the you know police over there, you can go back upstairs the way you came. Either way is fine by me.
Fine. And she kind of motions with her eyes to the stairs and starts walking past him. Well, starts
Okay.
walking towards him, I guess, to pass him.
Okay. Yeah, so he'll move back to where he was standing, kind of guarding the bottom of the steps, giving her some, giving her a giving her space, basically not letting her get into his personal bubble.
Right. Yeah, she's just going up the stairs.
Okay. As she as she goes and kind of rounds the bottom of the stairs to go up, she can see the police cars that are parked, kind of pretty much completely blocking the street, just a short way away, and she sees what looks like a familiar rental vehicle just pulling up the street, and another unfamiliar vehicle coming careening around the bend, the end of the street, and speeding towards the blockade as well.
Speeding towards the blockade. Oh
Oh
my.
boy.
Saoirse would have been like yelling at him in the back seat if he could even hear her or understand her. Not too close to the barricade. Look, go for a side street or something.
All right.
Watch him pop
Give me a
over the sidewalk. Be like, all right, side street.
see. Give me a talk check,
Talk check. Oh,
or
Cade might be praying under his breath.
yeah, or let me think. This might be. Let's see. This could,
talk check with what? Charisma?
yeah, with charisma.
Of course, because she has about as much as that as a piece of wood.
Um, this could be a
Well,
case for
charisma.
authority level 1. It's a
Yeah,
once per day thing, though.
yeah.
'Cause
Um,
his first response is, it's fine. I won't hit anybody. You get around this slowpoke."
Slowpoke being brother Nick.
Probably.
Who's not driving like a grandpa or anything, but he's, just not
driving the
driving
speed
fast
limit.
enough for this guy. Yeah.
What would Cade prefer?
As in like when to get out or morphing or
Like, if I should use my authority, um, to make this request, or if you like for us to go ahead and
No.
have a side street kind of option, since we were hoping to keep a low profile, or like, do you think this is important enough, basically?
I would say either side street or if he gets like caught up at a like the light, we can just hop out at the curb.
Bold assumption to make.
Okay, that's true. He may not stop.
Hmm. All right.
That helped me none. Because those were the
All right.
options I was already giving. I'm saying what are the what are his
Which
thoughts on
one?
the matter?
Which one? Which one?
You may as well just go for giving him the order.
All right. She'll do that.
Okay, charisma lead skill check.
Let me see. I know how to do this. Charisma lead.
Yes.
She'll reiterate.
Hey,
I mean it. We need a side street, please.
Oh, well, yeah, okay. Sorry. When you put it that way. And he, as he, as he's sped around Brother Nick, about just a block and a half away from the police blockade, or whatever you would call it. He then drifts, pulls an immediate hard left, drifts around in front of Brother Nick, and cuts into to a side street,
oh,
and then hits the brakes. Go ahead and give me. Yeah, I guess physical saves is fine for both Saoirse and Cade.
Wait.
Oh, this is gonna go great.
You guys are pretty good at those. All right,
Yeah. Some of us are better at it than others, but that's fine.
nice. Oh, and look at that, a lucky roll too. Guys each just
What do
take
you mean
one.
by not 20?
Yeah. Guys each just take one damage.
Cade is making this look effortless in his three-piece suit.
Yeah.
Take 1
Saoirse
damage.
is looking
Okay.
thoroughly
Yeah.
ruffled.
You
His
both are
hair
just
is
like.
out of order, and that's it.
Yeah. Fortunately, you guys were
Saoirse
kind of ready
smacks
for
her
this at this
forehead
point.
against the window.
Yeah, basically. Expecting this from this guy.
You guys managed not to crack your skulls against anything, and as the car is now at a complete stop, he says, "Thanks for driving with Don. Here's your total," and points at the monitor.
All right. Saoirse's like rubbing her head, trying to get her headache gone. What's the total? Or can she like
I
pay
mean,
him?
yeah, I'll tell you what the total is at some point. Yeah, you can pay him credits. He's uh, got a little
She'll hold her compad up there for it to do its thing.
okay. It dings, indicates payment received. He says, "All right, pleasure doing business with you." And you hear the locks click in the back doors.
you were locked in until you paid him.
Wow, this dude is definitely sketchy.
He got us from point A to point B, so
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, Ben, what sort of like season or weather is it right now on Tabuk?
It's kind of springtime. It's also currently raining.
Awesome.
Yeah, and nighttime.
Fun.
As the two of you are getting out of the car, you see Brother Nick. I guess I should ask Ethan. Was Brother Nick going to try to drive up and park close to the police blockade, or
No,
was
at
he
least some distance.
okay? Did he want to also find a side street, or is he just gonna do like street parking essentially?
Yeah, I think side street.
Okay. Yeah, as they get up and step out, they see Brother Nick turning into the same side street, but on the other side of the main thoroughfare, and parking in the in with the other cars there. And yeah, Nero got a front row seat to the drifting goober driver in the rain. And I don't know if she was pausing on the bottom of the stairs or continuing on up.
Nero doesn't like the position that she's in. She's farther away from the action than her allies, her friends, her team.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
I may not have described it super well.
Okay, we're forming points of a triangle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she would have she just I'm gonna assume she's quick enough, wise enough to think, hey, that might be my people, my friends, and to not stop and stare and draw his attention to that. Just
All right.
because they've probably already drawn some attention and don't need more. So
Saoirse would have grabbed, as soon as they were out on the curb, would have grabbed Cade by the upper arm and tried to pull him into whatever most secluded portion of this side street they had.
Okay.
Up, I can only post an eyebrows just so fast.
Oh my word.
yeah, I was waiting for it, Ethan. What happened here?
I was trying to find my outfit since everyone was declaring fit check.
Saoirse's gonna Saoirse's just oh my word. Saoirse's gonna say to him, of all the times you had to wear a 3-piece suit, really going to a protest? That's what you think to put on.
Well,
And
it's what I
she's just
had.
gonna this is as she's trying to shove him between two dumpsters or something.
All right. Both of you give me sneak checks.
Great.
With dexterity.
Or Dex.
How good are we at sneaking in dark alleys? Some of us are better than others. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, yeah.
The 3-piece suit, man. Just saying.
Hey, I can re-roll if I have to.
Let's see.
But it's
Saoirse-
that cartoon scene where the arm just reaches out of the shadow, pulls the guy out from under the street light, and just yoinks him out of
into
it.
the yeah.
Yeah. And none too soon, because moments ago the spray of water off to one side had announced the goober driver's departure, and just as Saoirse pulls Cade into the shadows to tell him something, the gravitic hum of a hover cycle zips past the opening of the little alcove that you guys ducked into, and then picks up speed after the goober driver.
We were being tailed?
No.
Oh.
Lights come on as it as it zips out of
Yes.
sight.
They're arresting him for his many goober-related crimes.
Make sure to check the wanted for any rewards for driving with Dawn.
All right. So
Yeah, police blockade near the starport, probably not the best place to be speeding and drifting.
Saoirse is working on her own wow, guys. Okay. Saoirse's working on her own, changing her own features and face and everything. And she's just gonna be like, as her hair is changing and her facial structure's changing, she's just gonna be she'll like peek up at Cade and just say like, any preference on who you look like, or do you not care?
I mean, it kind of has to fit in with my three-piece suit, doesn't it?
She looks the look she gives him is just this deadpan, "Are you kidding me?" look. And she's like, "Oh, I'll make sure your eyes don't clash with your color scheme."
He'll look suspicious, but say thank you.
She's gonna snort and roll her eyes. She'll say, "Exactly what looks like it matches a suit here on Tabuk."
About what matches the suit elsewhere, I would imagine. Just don't make me completely out of place like some hobo wearing a suit.
She kind of groans a little bit and she's like,
It would
yes.
attract attention.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to be older or stay the same?"
A little older wouldn't hurt.
Gotcha. And she's actually just gonna like minimally change what he looks like, but she will make him look older. I'm hoping she didn't just unintentionally make him look like his dad.
Possibly.
Close.
Emotional damage.
Yes, exactly.
We pass the reflective surface and he's just like, "Nope, change it again."
Yeah, let's see. I mean, there's a resemblance, but there already was a resemblance. She realizes her mistake after she's completed the transformation.
As she realizes that this
He'll,
probably looks a lot like his dad, she'll say,
yeah,
"But
like if he sees it, he'll suggest like a couple recognizable features to like alter,
yeah."
like brow ridge
She'll interrupt him and she'll say, "Listen, I don't want anybody thinking that I'm your sugar baby, so let's maybe de-age you a little bit."
Ouch.
All right, so take a system
Taking
strain.
that as a personal offense. Are you saying I'm not a good sugar daddy?
So if Cade will take a system strain, then I won't. I'll make you take 2 for this minor alteration. We'll
Right.
hand wave that. Um, it's just fun flavor.
Yeah.
Is she
Plausible
altering her?
deniability.
Yeah, you said she's altering her own appearance, so you'll need to take a system strain for yourself also,
Yeah, I'll do
Danielle,
that.
and just of course mark the 2 extra current uh, effort on your committed effort tracker.
The
All right,
scene,
it's current.
current. Okay.
Yeah, it lasts as long as you're maintaining the metamorphosis.
Okay.
Um, all right, so Nero's at the top. The stairs. She's overlooking the street again.
Mhm.
Brother Nick has parked and exited his rental vehicle and can be headed towards the main street there. And Saoirse and Cade, looking a bit different, are also able to be headed towards the main street here.
Real quick, can Nero be watching all this from outside the view of the cop at the bottom of the stairs?
Yes, where she's standing now is outside of
Okay.
his view. She is within line of sight of the police who are standing and manning the little blockade
Okay.
at the street there.
She's not the only person that's gulping, though, is she?
No, there are a handful of other people out. Well, a double handful scattered along upper walkways. The ground level has cleared out. Seems like that may have been done intentionally, but police
Right.
haven't gone to. They haven't moved to clearing the upper walkway just yet.
Okay.
And there have a dozen cops manning the little blockade at the street. And then the ones she'd seen heading towards the spaceport are over there now. You haven't seen or heard any laser fire in about a minute or so now.
Okay. She reports.
You guys want to talk game plan? Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I wasn't able to get closer. Or maybe it probably sounds like I couldn't get closer.
Yeah, it's open to any of you now.
Why don't we I guess kind of go out of character and figure out what we want to do here.
Yeah, I agree.
We've got a gunfight, well, laser fight, that appears to have ended. A huge military and police presence, and an explosion over there. I think it's really likely that tunnel snaked, and that the laser fire we heard was uh, well, people being sacrificed for others to get away.
Yikes.
I mean,
Yeah, I
it
agree.
it could have been part of a retreat plan, but ultimately the people that were still out there fighting may not have made it. Um, is there anything you think that we can do here, or any information that we can gain? We may not necessarily need to accomplish anything, but if we can find out more about what this was, then at least we can follow it up.
Just as Nero begins, whatever this kind of correlates to in character conversation, there is another very brief exchange of laser fire from within the
Mm,
spaceport.
okay, so it's not completely over. What do we want to do, guys?
Going once, going twice.
I feel like Saoirse's priority is to get in touch with Nero. Um,
Yeah, Nero can move.
and make sure she's okay.
Yeah, I think Nero can probably move somewhere on this catwalk so that Saoirse can see her.
Yeah, Nero's where she could be seen by Kate and Saoirse. Brother Nick is on her side of the street, below her,
Okay.
and you guys are all. You guys have active call going, or could have resumed that. So
Do
there's
we have
no
earbuds or something, or is this
Yeah,
all like okay?
yeah. You guys have your buds. You guys can have. Uh, you have no limitation on your communication moment. You're all on your burner phones. Um,
Hmm.
Ethan, any thoughts?
I'm hesitant to jump into the middle of this, but
Too late, noob.
You literally drove into the middle of this.
yeah.
He did.
Well,
Oh,
we've
I
got
love
some
it.
distance between it, yeah.
Oh, of course, the my pet peeve. They cut the GIF poorly, but
Yeah.
it is the reference I wanted. well, we have to make my own. I just don't have Ethan's skills.
So you're saying, Ethan, hesitant to jump into the middle of this. We're kind of on the outskirts right now where we could jump into the middle fairly easily, it seems. But we're not already in the middle.
Yeah, I'm kind of still. This is making us passive, but I feel like observe, get footage for our propaganda stuff, and maybe only jump in if things are getting really crazy.
Okay. Me looking to see if I have binoculars. Nope, not equipped. Easily have enough stowed capacity for them, so I don't know why they're not, but they're not. What about you, Robert and Danielle?
Robert, you can
Sorry, I
go.
was updating notes. What was the question?
Basically, what do we want to do here? We're all at like this perimeter, easy enough to jump into the mix of things, but not there yet.
I don't think Cade would be for jumping into things. I think that this would be a risk to the group, and we all know that tunnel snakes tend to be much more aggressive than we would, especially when on Tabuk the response will be pretty hard.
Okay. What do
Like
you as a player
if
want to do though?
like I would want to protect other protesters uh, out of concern that they would get lumped in with the
Mm,
tunnel snakes. They don't deserve that.
So
So I think that would
basically,
be
identifying who is a peaceful protester and trying to get them out.
yeah.
it sounds like they're more or less all out from this area though.
Yeah, as far as you guys can tell, I mean, short of going and busting some people out of police custody over on the other street over, um, there aren't any peaceful protesters that you can see are currently in trouble. Unless some of them ran into the starport and got caught up in the crossfire here. That's technically a possibility.
Yeah, keep in mind where we're at right now, like the walking protest came down this street towards this entrance to the starport and then walked past it towards a different entrance to the starport. Um, I'm theorizing now, but Mr. Tunnel Snake used all of this protest and distraction to slip into the starport, probably with a bunch of people, probably with all those people that have lasers firing in all directions, and plant some explosives, while the walking protest continued on to the second entrance, which is where they finally got boxed in and stopped. So this place here, the protest had already pretty much moved past it. Is that all accurate, Ben?
Sounds like it, yeah.
Okay. So what's happening in there is some kind of secondary action that the protest was a cover for.
Yikes.
And right now there's uh, lasers bursting and firing into the night sky. They're not stormtroopers. Into the streets and killing people. I mean.
Yeah. Exactly.
Mhm.
And I do agree that it seems excessively risky to actually jump into the thick of that right now with all the military and police presence around us. That's
Yeah,
just
I think Sersha's priority would be to get Narrow out, but not really knowing what Narrow's agenda is here. And so basically assisting Narrow if she can without putting their crew at risk,
okay.
but wanting to make sure that Narrow gets out.
Okay. I think Nara could probably end up making it down to Brother Nick's car, which is on her side, and uh, unhindered, couldn't she? Like go back to an earlier staircase and just walk down it, or would she be stopped there?
Um, she's trying to go back this down the stairs she just came up.
No,
She
an
thinks
earlier
she.
one.
Oh, an early one.
Mhm.
No, she wouldn't think there were police over at those other ones. She could basically go back past where Brother Nick would be below and go
Mhm.
down stairs over that way.
Yeah, and she wouldn't have any problem getting back to Brother Nick once she went down those stairs.
No, she doesn't think so.
Okay. Then she'll say that she sees Brother Nick's car and she could go hop in if they want, or she can stay up here and keep taking footage.
Sersha's gonna actually like hop on comms with Narrow,
Hmm.
because she and Kate are still in this alleyway trying to stay hidden. Unless that changed when I wasn't paying attention. So she's gonna get on comms and just say, Narrow, can you see us? We can see you.
Yes,
All right. Do you know if there are any enforcers nearby?
there's a cop down the stairs near me. There's other uh, military people down there too.
What about near us?
Nero will try and scope out for them, see if they've got uh, a way out. Could
Um,
Nero give them a guide over to Brother Nick?
I'm
they
figuring she's
they would
got
need to
like eye in the sky, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
yeah, they would need to cross the street to get to where Brother Nick and Narrow are. Which this close to the police might uh would probably be noteworthy. I don't know that they'd necessarily do anything,
Uh,
but I'd definitely be noticed.
so at this point, I think Nero hasn't gone down to Brother Nick yet. Um, she's still on the upper level. Um,
Let me take us a step back here because we're getting very nitty gritty with these details. Bottom line, are you guys wanting to regroup back away from the police and try to do so without attracting any undue attention from said police?
that's
Yeah, I think so.
that sounds like it,
Okay.
Danielle.
So
I think Saoirse would want to be asking Narrow what she's wanting to do, like why she like she'll probably ask like, are you satisfied at this point? Can we go? Or was there someone you knew that direction?
I I remember seeing him before, but we can't go into that.
Seeing who before Narrow?
can't go into that. Psh, give me a break.
I'm also offended after throwing bloody trees for you that you don't think I can go into a lit of a protest.
How many military personnel are down there, Ben?
You saw a group of 8 go that they recently went into the this large entrance of the starport up here.
Oh, that's actually not
Um,
as many as I thought. And how many police are around?
6 are at this barricade. There were some more headed that way. Um, you didn't see any more immediate reinforcements on the way, but there are at least a dozen or so the next street over.
Okay, okay, that is far fewer numbers than I thought there were. Then let me
But-
amend Nero's response here real quick.
Well, who's the person that she's wanting to,
So she'll manage to describe Mr. Tunnel Snake. She is pretty certain that Mr. Tunnel Snake is over there in that direction. She does not know if he's gotten away, but the recent burst of laser fire suggests that there's still somebody over there fighting the Tubucan military. So I think that's kind of our choice here. Do we want to there's a likelihood that Mr. Tunnel Snake, without additional support, does not make it through this night. Whether that means he gets killed or arrested. And I think that we have an option to tip that in his favor. It might not be him. It might just be some people that he's with. But those are the stakes that I think are in front of us. Is there's about a dozen mixed police and military personnel here, about a dozen at the other blockade, a little bit further away, and we either do something to help those tunnel snakes, or we take the information that we've gotten and get out of here.
Saoirse's going to ask if a distraction would help the tunnel snakes.
It's Ben, I may be stretching here, but I think Nero would say yes as long as it can distract the people that are actively fighting them in the starport, or going to actively reinforce them.
Yeah. Yeah, if you make the sort of diversion or distraction that would divert military attention from a potentially active firefight with probable terrorists.
Right? Saoirse's trying to think of a tangible force construct that she could use to distract them.
Hmm. I'm gonna say that Saoirse recognizes it would take more than that. She's gonna need to cause some ruckus.
Thankfully, I'm well versed in causing a ruckus.
Uh-oh. How much ruckus are we wanting to cause? I think I still got some of those demo charges rolling around. Santa Claus bag.
Did Brother Nick throw those in his knapsack before he left the hotel? Is that what
I
you're
think
telling
those have just been chilling in my knapsack.
Hey,
for a long
Nero could run the police on a chase, make herself not a shoot to kill target, but hey, what are you doing? Run after her target.
Does the target really get to determine what kind of target they are?
Hopefully.
Are you
Especially on
intimately
Taboo.
familiar with how police work?
I was gonna say, yeah, Nero she could potentially draw away some of those police.
Mhm. Hang on, let me finish that idea there.
Okay, finish that idea.
Draw away
Sorry.
police so the demo charges can be set without the risk of actually killing anyone. blow up a few cop cars. That seems like that would distract what's going on in the starport, right?
Yeah, that could definitely, if not remove the people that are in the starport currently, it could definitely redirect reinforcements.
Okay.
Um,
I think between Nero leading them on a merry chase and Sersha's telekinetic ruckus, uh, Brother Nick and possibly Cade would have plenty of opportunity. Oh wait, and Java. Where is Java
Feeding
right
the
we'll
now?
say,
homeless.
yeah, we'll say Java is feeding the homeless Nick, but nearby enough that if it comes down to it, and
Avery, this is your homework assignment. You have to tell us what happened with Java and homeless Nick.
very true. I'll get with him and we'll get our story straight.
Does
Okay.
Saoirse have to touch to metamorph?
Great question. Let me read.
Because if she could metamorph Nero, I don't know if we've heard about Pinky's picture being returned. I
That is
imagine.
transforming a touched target.
So I was going to say yes, but she has remote repair. So
Right.
at the cost of an extra effort for the scene, she can, as long as she's got line of sight on her, you guys are all definitely close enough to be within the 100-meter range for that.
Did we find out if the
Mhm.
Tubucan ships that we were board counterboarding, um, did they send back pictures of Pinky? Would somebody recognize Pinky and be like, "Oh, hey, that's that wanted person"? Would that be effective?
Yeah, you guys didn't explicitly ask for that, but I'm fine with
Okay.
saying you guys asked around about that. That was significant. Yeah, the ships that you ran across did return, and those alter egos that you used on the ship were they are featured on the wanted list by now.
Okay. How do we feel about that? Make Nero Pinky. Saoirse, in her current form, makes some telekinetic ruckus. Brother Nick makes explosive ruckus. Uh, Cade. Um,
It's in either way, I guess.
sorry, Robert.
I mean, so Cade did bring the recon drone. So at least he can probably spy on the outskirts of this starport
Okay.
if it
Does
would
it
work.
still have the disco light attached?
That's on the combat drone.
Oh, okay, got it. Cool.
Yeah, as long as he maintains line of sight to the drone,
Yeah.
and a relatively short distance,
Okay.
like it's not he's not going to be able to use its full operational range. Um,
Yeah, but you can still get a better perspective than what he has
yes.
on the ground, right?
Hmm. Yeah, he could definitely
Okay,
still use
well,
it.
yeah, he can
Yeah.
do that to help them spot stuff.
He would also know he's definitely going to be in range of any advanced sensors that the starport would have for maintaining
Mm.
its perimeter. So, um, the recon drone has some stealth tech, but it is going to be challenged by the starport's sensors.
Okay.
That could actually be really helpful in not only recording what's going on over there or seeing what's going on over there, um, so that we know when we can end our distraction, but also giving Nero an eye in this, well, returning the favor, giving Nero an eye in the sky to keep the troops and the cops on her tail, but not getting blasted.
Hmm. Okay.
Do we want to do
Um,
this?
Why not?
I vote yes.
Let's break stuff and cause a ruckus.
That's a quote.
all right then. So, Is this we're metamorphing Nero into Pinky at range?
I vote that Pinky and Brother Nick blow up one of the cop cars with the one of the detonation packs.
Well, the idea was to draw the cops away first with Pinky so that we're not killing anybody.
Yeah.
But
You could just
yeah,
detonate the car to draw attention. I mean, like, that's easy.
I may be assuming too much. I thought that there would be cops outside the cars.
Yeah, no, there are half a dozen cops that are
Oh, okay.
standing around the cop cars.
Yeah.
The cars are parked, lights on as a literal barricade. Cops are there, um, apparently to stand guard.
So it sounds like I could have Nero make her get pinkied, make her way down to Brother Nick, coordinate timing with him, and with Saoirse and Cade, and then come out of that alley and just start booking it towards the cops. Try and get as far as she can before they notice her and start opening fire, and then run past and around the corner so that they have to uh, pursue.
Okay.
Will that work to draw them away and not just get them in their vehicles to chase?
Let's see. If you would like Nero's best guess to the answer to that question.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Hmm. I think if yeah, I'd say her sneak with wisdom would be appropriate there.
Because it would defeat the purpose if she runs past them and they're just like, well, get in the car, we're chasing someone.
Okay. Very good. Nat 12 there. Um
They're rolling
she
all the rebel knowledge tonight.
Yeah. She thinks, let's see here. Okay. She thinks that if she runs at them and is also recognized, um, she is very likely to draw at least a couple of them in a vehicle chasing her.
Okay.
Um, However, she's not sure that just showing herself and being uh, somewhat threatening is going to be enough to draw all of them away, given the situation they are in right now.
Take Brother Nick hostage and threaten him.
And for the Nat 12, I'll go ahead and give you this tidbit too. You think you're going to need to give them cause to think that you are actively causing destruction and danger to other people. You don't necessarily have to actually hurt anybody else, but
Okay.
say for instance an explosion um, down the side street that maybe damages some property
Okay.
and is close enough to plausibly indicate you're trying to sow some mayhem among the people. That could be enough to draw um, all of them away,
Okay.
and likewise get you some reinforcements redirected your way.
And if any of them try to get into a vehicle, would Saoirse be able to lock it down with telekinesis?
That is very likely. Let's see. I'm just briefly refreshing myself on what she's got. She's telekinesis 3. Um, Unfortunately, no telekinetic ram, but she does. Okay. Let's see. Mhm. Yeah, I mean, just with her regular old crushing telekinetic manipulation thing, she could definitely do some major damage to an immobile vehicle.
Okay. And maybe um to better sell the threat, after or in tandem with the explosion, Nara can just fire a burst into the vehicle that Saoirse does not or is not going to crush.
Hmm.
She may not be able to fully disable a grav car or anything, but she can at least make it more of a risk to get into it.
Yeah. Yep. She could
So
definitely do that.
Nero becomes Pinky, takes a demo charge, sets it off somewhere where it does damage but doesn't kill anybody, fires a burst at one of the vehicles, and gets the attention of the patrolman there. Um, and then once they return fire, she can duck out and draw them around the corner. Then Brother
Okay.
Nick can come around and fully blow up those vehicles, all while Cade is giving us as much Overwatch as possible, and Saoirse is causing other telekinetic ruckus.
Okay.
Does
I
anybody
Are we
have an
all?
have any?
idea for my or for the do little to no damage bomb. Okay, so while Brother Nick is hearing this plan, are there restaurants nearby, Ben, to where he is?
No, this
Or
is
anything around?
most of these ground level buildings here are shopping of various kinds. All of it's closed at the moment.
That
But
um
the the upper stories here are some housing, some kind of like condos and stuff, um, with a smattering of other sort of shopping and offices and things.
And Nero will have to act as if she's surprised to see that many police there, and that's why she's firing, because otherwise it wouldn't look quite right that she just walks up, shoots, and then starts running.
Mm, okay.
let's see. Oh, well, if there's offices, but breaking into them right now. I was trying to figure out a way to get Sugar so he could do a impromptu smoke bomb.
Let's just go with a simple explosion somewhere that maybe damages some infrastructure, cuts the power out. Um,
Yeah, so I was thinking he'll use a demo charge and shape it to go up. So it
Oh.
should only do about 6 feet of damage in the other directions, but it's just make something. And I guess Ben, can I do any additional stuff to sort of weaken it? I'm wanting it to look big and scary, like a TV explosion, but not actually be big and scary.
Let's see. So you're kind of wanting to put together an improvised explosive and not just
Yeah, I
use
guess we're
the.
working the demo charge so it's more, you know, fire and smoke and
Well, shaped
spooky looking.
upwards and placed under, like, the junction between 2 of the cars parked next to each other would probably destroy both cars and just throw everything straight up, so I think that would accomplish what you want.
Yes, that might get it. Yeah.
Remember,
Just as
we're
long as
not
the
blowing up
cars
cars
aren't
until we
moving
get people away
people.
from them, though.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's talking about first for the one to draw police away from their cars and
Yeah. The one that
Let's
makes
see here.
Pinky look more of a threat than, hey, there's that girl with white hair called Pinky.
Mhm.
I will
So I
say
guess, yeah,
aiming
like
at
using the demo charge and whatever materials he'd have in his toolkit.
okay, yeah, give me a fixed check to see what how well he can modify one of these and improvise a weaker demolition charge explosive. I will also say if he's trying to minimize collateral here, he would want to direct the charge downward into the ground
Oh,
as
okay.
opposed to up into the air. Because these things have a pretty huge radius. I mean, it weakens after a bit, but it's got it will damage stuff up to 40 meters. Um, and given how tall these
Oh, okay.
buildings are,
Yeah, so catching stuff upwards. I guess I
it's
was worried about its ability to blow whatever 4 meter chunks in the graph. I guess
yeah,
that probably less bad than 40 meter
yeah. I mean, it's
cloud
not going
explosion.
to, yeah, it's not going to carve a 40-meter hole into the ground, but it will, yeah. So you're directing most of the blast into the ground will, relatively speaking, minimize the damage to the buildings and stuff around. Directing it upward is very risky because the buildings are close enough together that just being off a little bit means you're potentially blasting into a building, and which is exactly where all the people are,
Yeah.
is the upper stories. So all right, yeah, um with a couple minutes of careful tinkering in the shadows of the side street here, out of line of sight of anybody with peeping eyes. He's able to extract some of the explosive payload and substitute it with some other compound that will help it maintain its some of the flash and the heat, but without quite as much of the actual ex- explosive force. Uh, hoping nobody nobody will think too hard about that. We're not chemists or explosives experts here, so we're going with that.
It's okay to just call it sci-fi.
Exactly. All right then. So with that, Brother Nick has a weakened explosive ready for the side street here. Um, and uh, I don't guess I'm assuming he doesn't want to weaken the one that he's planning to use to wreck the two cop cars.
Yeah, I'm missing actual car damage.
Okay. He can do a similar thing of with those of using a shaped charge, aiming it into the ground. It'll definitely wipe out the cars. All right. You guys ready? Ready? Oh, is Brother Nick getting an alter ego, or is he keeping uh his own face?
Can he? How's Saoirse doing on effort? Oh, and I need
Uh,
to take the strain for Pinky.
that would
Yeah.
actually max her out because right now she should be at 5 current, 1
Mm,
for the scene, which means she has 2 uncommitted. It'd take her 2 more to get Brother Nick across the street.
Brother Nick might need to go as Brother Nick and just be be sure that nobody's seen. Like maybe that's where Cade's drone efforts can be at the beginning, is covering Brother Nick to make sure he's not going to be caught and seen.
Does Brother Nick have a hoodie of some kind that he can pull over? It is raining. It's not implausible.
Yeah, so I guess something like that
Okay.
would be stealthy.
All right, and okie dokie then. Let's then put the plan into motion. Unless you guys have any other additions to make.
No, I am excited.
Alrighty. Well, then we have the plan kicking into motion. Do you guys mind if I go ahead and kind of narrate through this, or
I don't
Dex,
mind.
would you like to start off? Okay.
If you want us to contribute to it, that's also fun.
Yeah, you guys can feel free to interject if you think of something that your character would do in the moment, or if I mischaracterize something. But I'll go ahead and just begin narrating how it seems like this plan is going to unfold. And I say that mainly just for the sake of our time. We're coming close to our end here, and we may end up in the it may end up on a cliffhanger. We'll see. So, Brother Nick and Pinky uh, carefully place his improvised charge. I guess this was maybe under one of the cars on the side street here,
Okay.
far enough away from Brother Nick's rental that it's going to hopefully avoid any damage. And then Brother Nick moves to the end of the side street here, waiting in the shadows while Pinky, um, readies herself on the other side of the side street. And with a furtive nod to each other and a quick locking of eyes across the street to Saoirse, where she and Kate are uh, huddling in the shadows around the other corner, she presses the detonator with a deafening boom, a blast, and the sound of car alarms. Um, the explosive sets off, completely wrecking the car it was placed under and causing quite the fireball. And you hear some distant screams as people react, and shouts of alarm around the corner where the police are standing. Hearing her cue, Pinky uh, bolts around the corner as though making her way towards the starport. It's on a decent show of coming to a startled, skidding stop in the rain. And now, what weapon is she using here?
Well, I'd initially thought that she would have the arm lasers out and presented, just because that that's what the Shibukan ships broadcast. Oh, and claws.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Right.
but with the direction that your narration is going, it might make more sense for her to just be running without any weapons out, and in that the show, the startled skid, to pop the claws out, um, and make a show of deciding whether to uh, take them on to tackle them, or to do the running.
Okay. So she doesn't open up on one of the cars.
Unless it seems necessary for her to actually open up on one of the cars with a laser. Um, I'm okay with going either direction, whichever works best, Ben. I think both of those are
Okay.
very good for her.
All right.
But it does have to be from the arms. It can't be one of her normal weapons.
Yeah, arm lasers it is.
Okay.
Um, all right. So
Oh yeah, and that makes
the
sense. The burst, she can basically make it look like she's doing a suppressive try to hit everything, and yeah, I like that better.
yeah, suddenly realizing she's about to be pursued, because as she skids to a stop, the police are uh shouting at her and pointing weapons in her direction, and yelling at her to stop and show her hands and everything. And as she as her claws as her claws come out, their shouts get more frantic, but they haven't started, and of course they haven't started running at her yet. Um, so she you know she hesitates a moment, considering, then retracts the claws and with lets loose a burst of laser fire into the nearest of the cars, which sets them in a panic. And as she then quickly tries to turn tail and run, there's going to be a smattering of laser rifle fire chasing after her.
hmm
Okay.
Wow.
It's going to be 2 hits.
Mhm.
Okay, for a total of 13. Unless she negates one of those.
No, she'll go ahead and take those.
Okay. So narratively speaking, she slips and slides, takes a brief hit against the corner of the building as she is running full out, trying to get back around the corner, and then is running full out away from the cops. And she hears in her earpiece a report from uh, Cade that 4 of the cops are taking off on foot, and Saoirse seeing, well, the 2 of them are hopping in the car that didn't get shot. What does Saoirse want to do about that?
Did we put explosives in that one?
Those are where Brother Nick he's wanting to run over and de- put a charge over there to detonate, but the plan was to lure the cops away on foot.
Just crunch the front of their cars.
That
Yeah.
sounds feasible.
Okay. Saoirse reaches out telekinetically from her place in the shadows and exerts crushing force on the car that 2 cops are trying to get into. Go ahead and roll me that. What is it? I think it's a 3d6. Let's see. Yeah, 1d6 per skill level.
Not for telekinetic junking.
3d6.
Sorry, what was that, Dex?
Are you looking at the telekinetic junking or telekinetic damage?
Well, so there are. Yeah, let's see. There is that one. I think that's intended more for
Bots, yeah.
yeah, for bots, just
I
for.
honestly always forget about the little blurb right there in telekinetic manipulation that says 1d6 per skill level.
Oh yeah. Um. Yeah, because this. Um. Yeah, these are not quite as. Well, all right. So reaching out and pressuring the front end of that one of the cars crunches in, and there's a kind of a cry of surprise from the police that have just gotten into it, but they are
Really
still
bad. Yes.
still trying to start it up. You've got just enough time to roll again.
Okay.
Okay. This time the hood dents in even farther, and one of the wheel wells collapses as well. And with a a whine and kind of a almost a grinding sound, the car stops starting up.
That's not a car you want to be in.
Stop starting. Yep. Both cops hurriedly get out of the thing, looking around frantically for what happened, but then they take off on foot after their colleagues, and they're all shouting into their radios. Give me an exert strength check from Narrow, and Brother Nick, give me a sneak check with Dex is fine.
Did I roll sixes again? I rolled sixes again.
You sure did.
Wish I could do that.
Oh no!
All right.
Wow.
So
I would give you my reroll if I could.
um let's see here. So the the police are darting off down the side street after Narrow. Um and they're firing. They let off a few shots after her, but there's enough cover that she's ducking between, and she's made enough distance that they're not able to land any hits on her, and they're not just opening up completely, trying to minimize collateral here.
Mhm.
Um,
Narrow does
and
want to. Narrow doesn't want to. I think Narrow doesn't want to flat out. She wants to give them enough. Basically give them enough lead that it always seems like they haven't lost her.
yeah, okay. Um,
So I don't mind if you take some of those shots. I think that seems reasonable.
okay. They'll probably take some here soon, once she turns another corner or makes it a little farther from some of these obstacles. One of them stops uh, as they're kind of slides to a stop as he's running as the street. Kind of squints into the shadows where Brother Nick is huddled in his hoodie, and one behind him kind of
Oh, I was
halfway
picturing
bumps
he was
into him.
already going for it.
No, he's maybe getting ready to, and maybe it's that brief movement that caught an eye as he shifted, getting his himself ready to run, and the policemen both they're looking at him, kind of looking closely. They're not pointing weapons at him yet. Would he like to do or say anything?
Um, I think we're trying the old man act. Um, so in the moment, he sees he's been caught. He tries to, or I guess he has the demo charge back out of view. He whips out his monoblade knife and, leaning on his cane, he says, "These hooligans avoiding Tabuk with their newfangled hippie ideas of not supporting the Emperor. I'm going to give that color-haired hippie a piece of my mind."
Oh man,
Instant fave.
that's wonderful. Um, give me a give me a perform check with wisdom, um, or charisma is fine, and roll 3d6 on that.
Oh, so you gotta go get it there. Woo! I hope that's good enough.
That is pretty good.
That's very good. Uh, the the one of them continues running off, and the other says, "Hey, go get inside somewhere. There are terrorists on the loose. You don't need to get yourself hurt, old man." And he runs off.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
And as we fade to black, more shots are fired after Narrow, but yeah, nope, not a one
Yeah,
manages
Ronald has
to
15 right now.
yeah. The rain and being in a fairly tense and unusual situation has apparently got these guys uh, aiming pretty poorly. Firing on the run is not easy either. So yeah, we fade to black on Brother Nick darting out from his hiding place. Police having left the scene entirely. The ones manning the vehicles anyway, and hurrying towards the two cars.
Um, is there anything that Cade sees from his perspective to warn at least Brother Nick and Nero about?
Let's see. So, um, what I'll say is he was able to get a decent bit of height on that drone, but not enough to clear the tops of these basically skyscrapers here.
Right.
But enough to get quite, and of course that drone has very long observation range. Even in the rain, pretty good range on it, on its sensors. It's able to catch sight of some police hopping in a cruiser, um, on the next street over, through some gaps in the buildings here, and apparently heading in at a direction to cut off Pinky on her the direction she's initially running. So yeah, he'll be able to feed her some directions and try to evade the police to some extent.
Okay.
Yeah, for now, we'll go ahead and call that a session and do faves.
I have a question
Oh,
before you.
okay.
Your fade in the black is. Are we going to continue with the escape here next session, or is the fade to black basically to say you guys were successful and we'll pick up back at the hotel or something next session?
Oh, sorry. No. That's just ending the session.
Okay, so
We can
we'll
we'll pick up where
continue.
we left off. Yeah.
Okay.
There may not be too much more. There'll be at least a couple more rolls to make good on the escape.
Okay.
Also may, but it also depends on what you guys decide to do based on what you observe at the starport.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the
Cool.
fade to black with the to be continued on it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's exactly what I was wondering there. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's see. This time it's going to be Danielle first. Give me just a moment. I've got a little sidebar I need to address.
All right. Sidebar. How can you see a
Thanks for
sidebar when it's all
strolling.
black? Good one.
But there's a dad joke practice round for you there, Danielle.
Where?
Cat.
I didn't see where it was. Sorry. Are you
Roll
talking about
20.
roll 20?
Yep.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So, not to dampen hopes of our future shenanigans in this particular scene, Nero is back down to 2 remaining system strain.
I think if we've gotten all the police to leave that were manning the cars and stuff, we've caused a distraction. We've accomplished what we said our goals were, so I think we could honestly just bebop on out of here and be fine.
I'm more worried about what Ben said that our next actions may change based on what we see coming from the starport. So we may
Yeah.
get some information from all this that change our stance on, okay, let's get out of here.
But I'm actually finding the low system strain to be kind of exciting. It is definitely making it so that I can't just uh ignore everything and let the Biosun, just keep fixing her up.
Okay.
All right, sorry everybody. Let's go ahead and do faves now. Just I had to deal with that real quick. Danielle, you're up first.
My faves, the cabbie ride, 100%.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah.
Dex.
Laying out a plan and then giving the reins over to the GM to narrate. I don't always want to do that, it is taking kind of a backseat, but every now and then for something like this, it was just kind of exciting.
Cool. I'm pleasantly surprised. I'm glad I just asked because that's one of those things I feel like some situations will go more smoothly that way,
Hmm.
but definitely I want to be careful to kind of strike the right balance between moving more fluidly and letting players have agency.
I was thinking about why I liked it, and in this case, it's because there's a lot of moving parts and a lot of uh terrain visuals that we're not all going to have the same imagery. And so
Hmm.
if each of us goes in and says, "No, I do it this way," we think we're setting our character up for the best success from the mental image we have, but the mental image the GM has could make that the absolute worst option.
Hmm.
Kind of like, does she still shoot the car or bring out the claws? Well,
Yeah.
your image of that was that the better option was to do the shooting.
Hmm.
So yeah, I like that. That was fun.
Good. Keep that in mind. There may be some opportunities for doing that in the future if it
Oh,
becomes necessary. Um,
oh
you
my
know,
goodness. I'm sorry. I'm trying to sit up. It's very difficult when you're super pregnant. I just realized I was trying to roll over, and then you just hear me go. Ugh.
yeah,
That's
critical
okay.
fail.
I understand. You hated my idea. It's fine.
Yeah, that's totally what it was. Actually, I was just covering it up. The
Mhm.
pregnancy was a ruse this whole time, so I could get away with being the Dex.
Yeah.
I'm trying to mute my.
All right, Ethan.
I think Brother Nick's complaining about being called an old man. Being an old man is his go-to self-preservation technique.
Oh boy, yeah. Oh man, how to summarize?
Complaining about being an old man as an old man.
Old man
Yeah,
yells at cloud.
there we go. All right, Robert.
Um, I really enjoyed Brother Nick getting caught red-handed, but getting out of it by pretending to be an old man.
Oh, let me There we go. Let's see. That means, yeah, gotta use the air quotes there. I will say I definitely also love every single time Ethan, or I should say, Brother Nick uses the particularly old man, the decrepit old man routine. Um, especially because every time it's a perform role, uh, and you know that's the one. I think it's pretty much like the one face-oriented skill that he's just completely ignored.
Got
I
nothing
I
into.
also feel like Ethan owes 60-year-olds everywhere an apology. Like, Ethan,
Well-
I think your mom is maybe 60.
oh boy.
Like, for
Um,
reference of how non-elderly 60 is.
Yeah,
No,
I've been playing a pretty fit 60-year-old, and then he's
Yeah, then
just
he-
rocking his
And
performance.
then he turns suddenly arthritic at the drop of a hat.
Mhm.
lays it on thick. Yeah, I mean, there's a broad spectrum of 60, but yeah, I don't think Ethan's parents are quite there yet. Let's just say it's a good thing that Miss Gina doesn't listen in.
And Brother Nick, he's traveling the ends of that 60-year-old spectrum like a light switch.
Yeah. My favorite though from this session, um, ah, it's a close thing. I think I have to say, the Goober driver uh was my favorite thing, and fairly closely followed by
For the power couple on the go.
for the power on couple on the go, yes. I think
That
closely
was
followed by I'll just say Narrow's restraint. Uh, it was neat to watch the gears turn and the eventual decision in multiple cases to exercise some restraint in some restraint in a situation where arguably could have gone a little bit more loud and probably handled the fallout of that. Um, I enjoyed seeing that play out.
Yeah.
All right. Everybody go ahead and take 2 XP for tonight's session.
Ooh,
Woo!
Fancy pantsy.
I'm almost level 13.
Hey, hey.
Wow.
I'm almost level 11. So close.
Also, Dex, since you're always talking about not doxing ourselves on your stream, I chose to not answer your question about what my birth year was.
Oh. Oh no! I wasn't asking what your birth year is. I was still teasing you about what do you consider vintage? 1995.
Oh my word.
Hmm. Yeah, just birth year adjacent questions. Those are still acceptable.
Totally acceptable.
Let's see. Well, with that, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a session. Thank you everyone for spitting and anyone else for listening in.
Not
And
everyone.
yeah. Later.
End stream.